What's up, everybody? And welcome to the second episode of All About Life. And this is your host, Malik. And before we get started with everything, I just wanted to say shout out to all 81 people who watched the first episode. You know, it may not be a lot to y'all, but it's a lot to me, and I'm forever grateful. Only thing I really want to see now is interactions. I want to hear, like how y'all day is. I want to hear, I want to see my demographic. Don't ever feel like y'all can't talk or, I get it because it's like a new channel. It's the first channel. It's like, oh, shit, you might not be consistent enough, but give me feedback. Honestly, it don't hurt. It doesn't hurt. Before I start on what I want to talk about, I just want to, check up on y'all, everybody. I hope everybody had a good week. I had a pretty solid week. Had a little bit of a down, but got back up out of it, just trying to survive. And I know y'all hear this new mic I got, huh? A little new shit. My best friend bought it for me, actually. Devin Rose. Shout out to him. He understands that. He understands what I want to do with this. I really don't think that I'm gonna stop doing this anytime soon, regardless of how many I get, whether I get 80, 50, 20, 1 view. I don't give a fuck. Honestly, as long as one of y'all motherfuckers out there can feel better or understand something about yourself or feel like you can relate in any way to this podcast, that's really the only thing that matters. And, he sees the vision as well as I do. And I think a couple other people see the vision as well because, not to jump the gun or anything, but I'm going to have a guest next week as well. And we're going to talk about some real shit because, people like the podcast so far, from what I'm hearing. And, I got a couple critiques here and there, and they're very invaluable, truth be told. And, I just want to thank him for that mic, and thank him for understanding that what this podcast is about. It's about, it's about everything. It's about mental health, but it's also about, staying consistent. This is a test for me as well. This might be entertainment for some people, but this is also a test for me, and also I want to do something for myself. So, honestly, to get past all that, I want to get into our first topic today, which, honestly, it's probably going to be like, oh, shocker. Obviously, we're going to fucking talk about the slap. The slap is dead ass super important to the culture, American culture, not just African American, but American culture, because I didn't even know the Oscars was going on, okay? Didn't even know it before that slap. Didn't know it was happening, and honestly, I seen the slap, and I was like, oh, this must be a skit, until I looked at it again. And so, to give a little bit of backstory, Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith's wife, has alopecia. And if y'all don't know what that is, it's like a hair degenerating thing where basically you start losing, hair on your head, your eyebrows, just, you're bald. It's for some people who, value hair and, it's serious. It's hard to deal with. And especially in Hollywood as well, when you have, certain things, there's criteria that you have to fit, And so Jada was just on Instagram Live talking about the hardships of dealing with it, having depression. So, I wasn't there to say Chris Rock would have an idea that she was having this Instagram Live, because honestly, man, I didn't know she had this Instagram Live, but I looked it up and it happened. I listened to it. She really did seem very bothered by having it. Very it has her thing. So Chris Rock essentially made a joke. He made a joke about Jada, I see you, G.I. Jane too, huh? It was a good fucking joke. Honestly, it was a very well thought out joke. On the surface, and I was reading some other shit, but it was a little Facebook rumor, but it was a little contextual iceberg joke as well. And so I thought Chris Rock, made the joke, and Will got up there and just literally just kind of like a gentleman, just walked up there, and Chris was like, uh-oh, and he just slapped him with the most technical fucking slap you'd ever wanted to sleep. It was perfect. You could see the fucking form. He literally straight palm slapped the shit out of that man and walked back. And Chris Rock handled it so well, because it would have been, it was everybody was laughing, and Chris Rock was like, "Wow, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me." Like he did, he slapped the shit out of that man. And so on the surface, it's like, is it right or wrong? But I want to get deeper into that, because like, it's not just like, is it right and wrong? It's not just black and white. Every situation isn't black and white. And so one thing I want to talk about is the pressures that Will Smith has been going through and the shit that he's been going through the last couple of years. Like, truth be told, with Jada's entanglement, ever since that ever came out, he's been a meme, like a walking meme, like a literal, like, people think of him as a joke. Like, he's had like his great shows and stuff like that, in the last couple years, but people, like, he did the YouTube thing and he was like, ooh, that's hot. Like, anything that this nigga does right now is a fucking meme. So it's already that. People don't, and when people take you as a meme, they, like, you lose the seriousness. Like, that, like, being memed is like, it's a blessing and a fucking curse. Because then people will only know you for certain shit. Like, I know, like, young kids that only looked at Michael Jordan as a crying face. Like, no bullshit. Like, they don't even know this nigga used to give people absolute buckets. And I'm not talking about mailmen. Young kids, younger kids like to say that, the 90s players was mailmen, but yeah, no. So when you get memed, it's hard to turn that around, because the internet is just a weird, right now, socially, it's a weird place. So he already dealing with the entanglement, the memature, right? And then I think when you have a reputation, like when you like, before that, Will was a super, like, he is still a superstar. Like, let me not say that. Will was the upstanding black man in society. This guy has so many different, like, his acting range is ridiculous. He's a great father figure. Like, he's afforded a great life. Like, he's not divorced. You don't really hear about messy shit with Will. So people beloved Will. Like, Will was the type of dude you could put on, like, PG television. Like, you could just, like, he'd be on Good Morning America and be making like $50 million an episode or some shit. Like, just because of his persona. And the last couple years, due to Jada and, their open relationship, which I'm going to say something real quick, and I don't mean to, like, deter, like, rant and go to the side, but it's a double standard that women face, right? So Jada has, August, the nigga that she was having a quote unquote entanglement with. And because it's a woman, not only was it negatively affected, because Will has hella girls too. Like, it's an open relationship, and it's Will fucking Smith. Like I just said, he has a great reputation. Women, was lining up in the industry. When Jada does it though, not only did it negatively impact her, but it also negatively impacted Will. Because now everybody thought Will was a joke. Everybody thought, oh, you let a dude sleep with your wife, even though it's an open relationship, because it's a lot of double standards. It's like almost like a double standard entendre. Like, it's literally two double standards working at play. So you're dealing with the negative value of both of the entanglement on both sides, right? Which August was completely wrong for even exposing it, right? But people don't even care about that, because people just want to lay judgment. People feel like, okay, so because he put that out there, Will and Jada immediately became like this internet talk, and it split the internet, and people had their reservations about Will, right? And I feel like negatively impacted Will, because you can see it on the Red Table Talk with Jada. He was just like a little kind of pissed off about it all. Like, he was like, like, he wasn't letting her get by with little shit. He was like, no, say what you mean, Jada. Say what you mean. What is an entanglement? You had, like, basically, he looked fed up. He looked hurt by it, and he felt bothered. But that didn't stop the internet from making fun of him and putting him as a meme. Like, when he was on the Red Table Talk and he was looking tired as shit. Like, I got a picture of Will Smith at the Red Table Talk with a Raptors jersey on, and I post it every time we fucking lose in the playoffs. And it's fucking hilarious. But it's also not, because it shows that people don't take men's mental health serious, and it shows people kick them down. So when Chris made that joke, I think Will felt like, you are my peer. You're my fucking peer. You are literally we've probably been in movies together. I think they were in a movie together. We go to the same parties. We know the same people. And we're also in a room of our peers at the Super Bowl of our artistic events. We are at the fucking Super Bowl, bro. So why would you make this joke? Like, I feel like Will felt like every ounce of the memature, the pressure, all of that came back on him right then in that moment on live TV in front of everybody, in front of Tyler Perry, Denzel, all of these motherfuckers. And he said, fuck this shit. Fuck it. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep, because if I don't defend her now, she gonna be entangled again by tomorrow, and it's gonna be out there tomorrow. Because he saw, like, he laughed at the joke at first. He was like, oh, that shit funny. Then he looked at Jada. Eyes rolled in the back of her head. She was mad. She didn't find it funny because she deals with the fucking alopecia. So he had to feel the pressure of going to defend his wife. There's a pressure that men have to face. And he also had to almost protect his reputation, because motherfuckers have been trying Will Smith for so long. Like I've been saying this whole time, people try people when they think that they're weak, when they think that they can. Like, you see, like, you know, not to veer off too far, but you see how people treat, you know, certain artists who they don't view as a tough guy, like Bow Wow. Like, he's corny, but people don't respect him. People make fun of him. People, you know, like, they just call him lame. And it's hard to get out of that. It's really hard to get out of being a certain thing in society. And so basically he slapped the shit out of, anyway, yeah, to get long story short, he slapped the shit out of him. And I think even when you saw Will cry, when Will was crying, there's videos of the nigga crying. Like, it was like a pressure, like, woo, like he was like, God damn, I feel like my pressures are alleviated. Like, when you see him getting consoled by Denzel and Tyler Perry, it almost looked like they're like saying, like, I know, like I've been watching. Like, you look, like, the media outlets, everybody talking greasy about you. They got your whole life on the internet. Will, like, I'm telling you, like, it just looked like the shit he was doing. Like, he didn't even look like he was at home the last 2 years. Like, this nigga has been doing movie after movie. He been jumping off of fucking cliffs, bro. This nigga skydiving. He cooking. He doing all types of shit to get away from the pain. And I know, as a person of depression, what it's like to just try to completely, I ain't got the same type of money as this nigga, but I know what it's like to try to get away from shit. Like, I travel. I tell y'all, it's a travel podcast too. I traveled to Toronto because I had some shit going on. I had to get out of here. Well, it looks like Will is trying to get out of here. It looks like Will tries to keep his mind occupied because he's bothered. Because all the shit that's going on, culminating in his life in the last couple years, have just been like, whoa, damn. Like, people, like, I'm telling you, he felt that alleviation, but Chris Rock handled it so perfect. He handled it so well. It could have been so much worse, but he gathered himself. He said, wow, like, damn, nigga, that just happened. He almost said something spicy to him after that. He almost said something, but then he kind of like moved his mouth to the left. He's like, nah, I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna hold it. I ain't trying to get slapped again out here. And to be honest, Chris, like, another thing I want to talk about, because it bothers me a little bit, like, because I do feel like Chris Rock didn't do nothing wrong, but I don't think Will did anything wrong either, because I understand where both are coming from. Because comedians, at the end of the day, they make jokes, and even if they don't go over, the whole point of it is to be a joke, right? So you can't really be so angry at Chris Rock for making a joke, because the joke, the only way to, I guess, to say that Chris Rock meant it and it wouldn't be comedy is to say it was out of disrespect. I had to think about how to say that in a proper way. But essentially, I don't believe it was out of disrespect. I believe that he as a comedian, you know, like Patrice O'Neal says, Dave Chappelle says, and in society, we have this issue right now where it's what is allowed to be a joke, what can be made fun of, what connotates as a joke. And, you know, like, because some people will laugh at an entire joke, like an entire comedian set. Every other joke will be funny. Everything will literally be funny to them, all up until something hits close to home, right? And a lot of people, they get upset after that. So it's like, are you upset that he made that joke, or are you upset that it was just geared towards you and you can relate to it? So I don't think that Chris should have or have to need to apologize because he didn't do anything wrong. He tried to make a joke. But I also don't think that Will was also wrong, because I feel like all that pressure and culmination, would I have done it on that stage right then and there? No, because even right now he's still facing penalties for the Oscars, which personally I don't give a shit about the Oscars, but there's a petition out to ban to make him give his award back, and also to ban him from 2023. Would I have slapped him there? No, but I understand. I completely understand, because also, like I said earlier, it might have been from a place of disrespect that Will felt, so it's subjective. Comedy is subjective. So I feel like he's not wrong for making that, and I don't think Will is wrong for interpreting it that way because of everything that's going on in his life. It just seemed like he had to. But I feel like Will owes the public an apology as he issued that apology. That's another thing I want to talk about. Fuck no. He doesn't owe you guys an apology. He doesn't owe me an apology. He doesn't owe any of us who are not his peers an apology for slapping him. I understand that people were horrified at the audience. I don't understand what traumatized you guys. I feel like that's a fame whoring thing to say. I was traumatized. Like Amy Schumer shamelessly plugged her fucking YouTube or her show. She was like, I'm so triggered and traumatized by what's going on. And also, if you would stream my show, it would be so great if we could all just bond over that. And I'm just like, get the fuck out of here, dude. You're not triggered. I understand, like, I saw Lupita Nyong'o in the background, absolutely fucking horrified at what just happened. But I don't understand why everybody's triggered and feels like they are owed an apology for a fucking slap. It's a slap. It happens. Politicians slap the shit out of each other on the grand stage. I understand that if they apologize to each other, that's all that matters to me. If he issues an apology to him, but he doesn't have to issue an apology. I don't like when people feel like famous people have to issue apologies. Like, people were like mad at Doja Cat like this week because her fucking airplane got struck by lightning, and the fucking people in like whatever country, I think it was like Paraguay, they were like, why the fuck didn't you check on us? It was like, bro, nigga, my goddamn plane just got struck by a piece of lightning. Are you checking on me? I don't understand why some fans feel like they're owed that. I think maybe it was for just to save his own ass at the Oscars or whatever. But he wasn't even, to the new reports, it says that he did not leave after they asked him to leave. He basically just like said, fuck the code of conduct. He was like, fuck all that bullshit. Fuck all that. And so, I don't know. I just don't think he owes them an apology. I don't think he owes us an apology. I understand which way both of them did it and why they did it. So I'm probably going to just, I'm going to leave it at that for right now. So another thing I wanted to talk about was Kanye and Kim. And I don't want to talk about it just from the surface level, like, oh man, Pete Davidson, that nigga ruining everything. No, we're going to get into everything about that. So as we all probably know, if you haven't been living under a fucking rock for the last like 11 years, Kim and Kanye have been married, but they're going through a divorce. Unsurprising, but surprising. And so right now, Kanye seems to be in a lot of pain because now Kim Kardashian has maybe a rebound or a new boyfriend. It's whatever you want to call it, Pete Davidson. And Kanye has began to act erratic to some eyes. To some people, he's expressing pain. But he's essentially giving out information and divulging information about co-parenting, which I don't really understand, but I'm just going to lightly touch on the top because I don't got no fucking kids. Thank you. I don't have none of those little shits around here, not yet. Nothing wrong with having kids. Don't take it like that. But I'm lucky. I'm lucky right now. But co-parenting, just a lot of things, just his overall genuine expression of how he feels about losing his partner. So he's been making the co-parenting thing, he's upset some things about, like, he doesn't want his child on TikTok. He doesn't want them to be exploited by the algorithms. Kanye has always been private, and I think that's because of the robbery that happened to Paris and Kim, or to Kim in Paris, excuse me, where she was tied up and they like robbed a lot of shit from her. But it was, I think it stuck with him as we need more security, we need more privacy, we need to figure it out. And also from the fact that the paparazzi are like heartless. They don't care. They just want to get, their pictures off. They don't care about what they're doing. They don't care about if they're like in your house or like across the street from your shit, like all day, just like poking a camera out. They don't have humility. They don't have humanity. And he understands as a man in the industry what it's like for people to try to exploit him at a young age and not give that person's wealth, like especially with black people all around the world, like the guy on TikTok, Kababy. Not to go on a complete rant, it's Kababy. If you all know him, he's the guy that like somebody will post some stupid fucking complex way to open a goddamn pickle jar, and this nigga will just be like, put my hand out, fucking like open it up a normal way, and be like, was that so hard? And he doesn't say anything. And this guy gets like billions of views on TikTok because people think it's funny. People find it funny. I don't, but I'm here for, black excellence. I'm here for any creator getting any type of content that helps other people. And that guy, you look at the top grossing money wise, he's not even top 10. Why? Because he's exploited. So Kanye felt like, I don't want my daughter on TikTok. And he's going and he's posting, he's angry about Pete. And, there was a thing that people also got a little angry with him about, which was the visuals for one of his videos. It was some song. I don't know. He did like a real 1990s, like corny ass nigga vibe things where like, if you was dissing a dude and you didn't like that dude, basically, you would put him in a video or like a dude, like a silhouette of him, like basically a nigga that looked like him. Like some niggas from the West Coast would do that shit with like Jay-Z, and they would have like a nigga with a Yankees cap and like a real big baggy ass t-shirt running around for his life with some like fucking jeans on, and then they would like shoot him at the end of the video. And it was absolute cornball shit, but it was an artistic value. And I think that people took it the wrong way because Kanye basically did the same thing and like had like a nigga look like Pete get beat up like it was a fucking 1990s music video, like I just said. And I don't think that it was too far. I think that Kanye is as a person who is bipolar, it's hard to have an outlet. It's hard to find places to truly have an outlet for your feelings. You don't feel very comfortable divulging everything. Like, even though he's doing that, that's because as a person with bipolar, like I just said, when you're hurt, you're heightened. All of your senses are they're just through the fucking roof. Like, you think everything needs to happen then. I have bipolar anxiety and depression. So if something happens in that very moment, it's like I'm very impulsive. It's very impulsive of emotion. And I just, in that moment, that's the only way I can express. It's hard to express it. And and I think for Kanye, it's an expression of how he feels about losing his wife, about how he feels about another guy with the girl he wants. He's hurt. He feels like, even though like obviously you can't fucking do it. You cannot go and fight the guy that your wife willingly goes to sleep with, which is why, people are like, why didn't you talk to August like that? Not to talk about Will or go back, but it's the same thing. You can't do that. You look stupider going to fight for a woman who willingly sleeps with another man. You look stupid. But if you can convey that you're angry in a way which we all know Kanye is an artistic genius. He's a narcissist. He's an asshole. But he's an artistic genius who takes his craft fucking seriously and meticulously. There's never been something that I listened to Kanye and I listened to it. Like, even Lift Yourself. It was so fucking petty. The way he did poop-a-dee-whoop, whoop-dee-doop. It was so petty because he didn't want to give Drake that beat. But he put a lot of artistic value in it in itself. He knew Drake wanted that beat so bad. He just said, you know what, fuck you. He was like, I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm about to have the best verse on here. And like basically referencing Drake, like, cause Drake wanted to put a really good verse on that and he just hit the poopity whoop on him. Kanye is a person that takes a lot of time with his art, his visuals, his everything. He wants to convey a message. He's not only a producer, but he's a director, an artistic director. And I'm not like a super Kanye fan, but I watched the documentaries. I've watched some of the clips where he's like he had this one singer just like do some absolute run-ins. Like she was there for probably like 10 minutes singing the same thing over and over in different tones because Kanye wants to work with it. He wants to find the best outlet. That's what I think this was him finding the best artistic outlet for him to I guess express himself. But what I guess another thing for me is, and it's not too far off for like a sec, but do people in Kanye's camp ever stop him and go, hey, Kanye, maybe this isn't the best way. Like, maybe you shouldn't, maybe just even in taste, you shouldn't fucking drop another, like, a music video that reminds everybody of 1994. Like, maybe you shouldn't do that. Like, maybe you should put your phone down when you're upset. Like, he's a billionaire. This guy has personal assistants. This guy has personal people around him. I don't think it's in his, I think the people around Kanye are yes men. And I don't think that, you know, I think when you get to a certain plateau of success, when you become a billionaire, when you essentially become this person in life, even just famously, I feel like people surround themselves with yes men, people who want to be along for the ride, and they won't necessarily challenge you because they want to stay. And I think the problem with that is not challenging somebody leads to bad decisions. I personally have bipolar. I'm not famous or anything. I'm not relating myself, but I wish I had somebody around me that would say, hey, put the phone down before you get upset, because I've ruined countless relationships, countless friendships on just literal like that. Just, I'm fucking going, bro. I'm going. Like, that's just my fucking brain. That's the bipolar part. And that's what it seems like with Kanye. Kanye, like, cause this isn't the first time he's ranted. This is not the first time he's took to like, he was like, Jay-Z won't give me no fucking coats and now the nigga trying to kill me. Like, he does this. He went on like a 30 fucking tweet rant one time. Then he went on stage and was like, Kanye or Jay-Z trying to kill me. And everybody's like, no, he not. But he might have. I ain't gonna lie. He probably did, because he said something about Beyonce too. I don't know what he said, but he said something about him, and Jay-Z got to pressing him about it. He was like, yeah, don't talk about my way. But I mean, you know, you can't confirm nor deny it, but this ain't the first time. Then on top of that, like when Kanye was like, oh yeah, you want to divulge information, Drake? And then he just like literally put the mansion that Drake live in, that everybody and their mama know. Everybody who's ever been to Toronto, everybody who literally has ever watched a Drake video past 2016, that's his mansion. He just literally, he'd be there. Like, you don't even have to see it on Drake's fucking channel to see a fucking Drake mansion. Like, that's how... But that's what he does. He's a ranter. He's impulsive. He doesn't have people around him that are able to say, hey, bro, put that phone down. Like, if they see him go for it, I think everybody's afraid. And I don't think that helps. I don't think surrounding yourself when you're successful with yes men helps. You need people who are divisive. That's why I tell you guys, hey, bro, like, if you guys don't like something I'm saying, fucking say that. Like, be divisive. You know, be devil's advocate. Be the person that helps me put other thoughts in my mind, because that's what I hope happens for Kanye at some point with this, because I think he's also, when he doesn't want to lose. I think he's accepted it now, but I don't think at one point he didn't want to lose her. So he just kept doing weird stuff. But one thing that I don't think was weird, was that he bought a house, next to Kim, because a lot of billionaires, they do that. A lot of rich people who like privacy and take privacy very serious, they buy things to, like, they buy houses and things around them to essentially disguise their home, to like give them more space. And I think that's why he bought the house next to Kim. It wasn't to to be petty and just like move in and stand there and shit and just like, hey, bitch, I bought this house. It's like Bill Gates does. Bill Gates and like Jeff Bezos literally bought their fucking neighborhood out. They bought their billionaire neighborhoods out. Like, these guys pay millions of dollars for their homes and they just said, fuck it, I need the privacy. I think that's what Kanye has done. But, you know, I think, you know, not to, you know, that was a little bit of a deterrence, but not to deter too far. I don't think Kanye has those people around, and I don't think it leads to success for him, and I don't think it leads for self-growth and personal growth, because Kanye is a genius, but I think on a mental stage he's grown, but I don't think on a personality stage he's of a person yet that he himself, I think, not to put words in his mouth, but I don't think he himself, I think he knows that he can learn and be better. I don't think he's wrong in every situation, but I think the way that he went around having the rants, I think someone could have helped him a little bit more, because like I said, when you have bipolar, it's hard to find that person that you can express. And I think Kim was that person that was around him. Like, yeah, put the phone down, fool. Put the fucking phone down. Like, literally stop. Like, stop. I think when he lost her, he lost that part of him that's calm. That literally kind of keeps him grounded. Like, when you see them in the fucking interviews, like, it was like, hey, Kanye, what's the best part about being a fucking dad? And he was like, the kids. But he was like super fucking happy about it. And he was just like smiling like a fucking baby. I think that's because in that moment, surrounded by his kids and, you know, his wife, he just was like, yeah, this is happiness for me. And I think that's why it seems like he's so possessive, but I don't think he's that possessive. I think he's protective of his child's integrity. I think that he doesn't want, his co-parenting style might be harsh, you know, but I don't think it's out of a place of malice. That's why, I mean, you know, I hope that he finds another outlet of peace so that he can be that person again, that guy that we all laugh at because he says crazy shit, but also he says really fucking deep things. He's a very deep person. He's very contextual. He's very intelligent. He just needs a helping hand. Some people don't mean to be as abrasive as they are, especially when they have issues. Like, I'm telling you, I'm a dude with bipolar. I'm a sweetheart. Like, I ain't gonna lie, 50% of the time, because, you know, bipolar is a 50-50 thing. At 50-50, it's hard. And what I fear for Kanye, because I think it's happened to me in a lot of my friendships and relationships and things, is that the 150 or the bad part will always outweigh that good. It'll always, people remember the bad a lot more than the good. And when you show consistent bad, or you show that you can't change, and that's one of the things I think is a fear of mine, it's a hard deal for me, because a lot of people think that I'm disingenuous because I have the same relapses in mental health. You know, like Kanye has the same mental relapses. You know, like, it's a relapse with bipolar. You're going to continue to relapse, and that it gets rid of there's only so many times you can fucking say I'm sorry. There's only so many times that people can look at you without going, yeah, this nigga's gonna snap on me again eventually. And I hope that Kanye finds the mental peace before he continues to take the 50 and be 50 like me. Because I know what it's like to have friends that, like, I'm so dumb fucking close with that, like, it doesn't need, like, I'm talking like fucking like finger lock close. And it's hard for me, and we don't even talk anymore because of the things that my outbursts, because, you know, it's hard to deal with. And Kanye is hard to deal with. And I hope that he finds somebody or something that helps him get back to himself, that helps him be able to be calm. You know, like, I just saw him at the soccer game with Kim co-parenting properly this time. It was a proper co-parenting. He was talking about he couldn't see his kids. It just seemed like it was so much for him, and now he can see him at the soccer game, and he was happy. Like, you can see he really loves his children. You can see he loves his wife. Pete, I don't know if he's going to be around. You know, I don't really care for their relationship. I hope that just for the sake of the children, it gets better. I hope for the sake of everything that Kanye can show, like, even if Pete is plowing his wife, even if all that he can show that he loves his children. Because at the end of the day, there's loving your wife and then the children that you both, because they didn't ask to be born here. You brought them into this world. So I hope Kanye understands that co-parenting, they find that niche where they can co-parent together harmoniously and, just take it from there. And I think that's probably about everything I want to talk about, especially with the yes man shit. Like, it went off on a little bit of a tangent, but, I think that's about it. Like, only other, I guess, thing, like, especially with yes men, like, I guess I wanted to, like, maybe talk about it a little bit because it kind of has something a little bit to do with, but when you don't surround yourself with people who are divisive or tell you what to do, like even with Juice World, like I still can't wrap my head around because it's so hard to wrap. Like, no one in that plane with Juice World, if you guys don't know, is a rapper from Chicago as well, but he was on a plane with narcotics or whatever, a lot of narcotics. Everybody on the plane was probably high as fuck with him. Like, everybody else was probably really, really, really high with him, and none of them claimed it. And so he tried to ingest them, and he overdosed, had like a seizure, and died basically. And I it makes me realize, like, when you don't surround yourself with people, it's hard for you to find you surround your people who have the best interests. It's hard to succeed. He's dead now. Like, there was a lot of people on that plane that probably bought, that probably asked him, can you buy this? Can you get this for us? Can you do that? And none of them were like, you know what? This guy's the breadwinner. This guy is the only reason I can fly on this private fucking jet. All these people surrounded by Juice World, and he was the one that ended up dying. Like, I don't even say nobody else needed to die. I would, if especially if I was a person on there, and I'm not saying like this, you can call me an idiot if you want, but I would take the fall if I know that the breadwinner is fucking the breadwinner. Like, this guy has millions of dollars. My parents are being taken care of. My whole family's being taken care of by him. I'm on a private jet right now on my way to a fucking concert that I wouldn't have been able to afford without this nigga. Like, nobody else thought to themselves, this is our guy. This is the guy that makes money. And he didn't surround himself with people, or couldn't surround himself with people that, really cared about him. And that's probably the last thing that I wanted to talk about. But if you made it this far, thank you. Like, literally, honestly, thank you. Please leave a like, a comment, anything, any feedback, I will literally take it. Or just discussion. Like, if you just want to talk, like, literally have a conversation with me. Like, I'm a very talkative person. I'm like an introverted extrovert, if that makes sense. Like, I'll talk to you, but I'll also, like, literally not fucking talk to you. Not in, like, some like, if I feel comfortable, I'll talk. Like, honestly, if you guys want to talk, just talk. Reach out, hit in the comment section, and I'm not gonna be like, yeah, I'll talk to you the next day. Like, I respond pretty quick. I'm always here for y'all because, like I said, this is also like, like a mental health podcast, as well as talking about, the world, talking about life. Like, it's more than just talking about current topics. And it's also the point of this podcast, like I said in the beginning, is beyond just fucking getting clicks and views and likes. It's helping people out just like me that, man, some days, man, it's just like waking up and feeling like you ain't got nowhere to fucking go. If, you come here and talk, I don't give a fuck. Like, I really don't care. Like, I want to build a community of people that we can, like, confide in each other, man, woman. I don't care about who, like, whether y'all teens or adults. It doesn't matter. It really does not matter. Always, just feel comfortable. This is a place for you to, like, for us to discuss. Like, I don't mind having no type of demographic, like, just, and if y'all want me to talk about certain topics, man, just leave it in the comment section and just let me know what the fuck y'all want to hear sometimes. Like, I may not listen. I may not, like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about next week. I might talk about some shit from astronomy next week, or I might talk about some movies, or, like, I might have like a DC little, like, comic book thing, like, cause I like DC. I'm kind of pissed off at them niggas right now. I kind of gave up hope on everything. Like, especially if it's not standalone, I don't give a fuck about it. Like, I really don't. Like, that's what, but, you know, just talking about anything. So, you know, y'all just, y'all have a good weekend. This will be uploaded soon. And, you know, talk to me, you know. And this is the second episode of All About Life with your host, Malik. And I really do hope y'all have a good day and a great weekend. And I hope y'all mental space, wherever y'all are, just know it's going to get better. If you make that effort, even if you got to fake it till you make it. Like, even if you got to fake it, even if you got to cry, bro, just literally fucking just fake it. You know, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. You'll fuck around and actually start believing it. If you can believe that you sad, you can believe that you happy. You know, it's the shit, craziest shit I just figured out today. Or not today, but in the recent time. I literally have been faking it. I've been faking it all week, and goddamn it, I'm happy. I don't know why the fuck I'm so happy. So, you know, just stay in there, stay strong, and I love y'all, all of y'all. Peace.